niche. And let me tell you, it can be as back-end as possible. In football we have, right? Forward, backward, what is the middle wale? Center. We can play a whole gamut, right? The fourth one is celebrity devotion. Yashakankshi bhakti. And why it comes? Oh, it has to come. You just be in ISKCON for a few years and we'll be called senior devotees. Doesn't it happen? Or if you get initiated, then Mataji. It happens, right? Even if we are initiated, those who are not initiated will treat us with respect. That's the way. It's called the saluting the rank, right? And it naturally brings, there's a possibility of hubris. Hubris means arrogance. How to circumvent it? Off the real. Just ordinary. The greatness of littleness. The littleness is very great. Dhanyam. And the second, what was the second solution? Have somebody catch him, tell, sab dump karne wala hu bhi main. And I have to be open with you. At least it would be nice to have such friendships. So this way we did 4 forms of deceased devotion. However, we all made a small disclaimer in the beginning that it's not that we are trying to move from disease to healthy just by our endeavor. Hindi mein there is a saying, akela chana bhar nahi phod sakta. We are like chana. We're trying, but we need grace. And for us, the mechanism of asking that grace is what? Chanting, holy name, isn't it? It's like the zip file. Click on it and it expands. It expands into Roop Madhuri, then Gun Madhuri, then Leela Madhuri, then Parikar Madhuri, then Seva Madhuri, like that. So, yes, we'll understand it, we'll try our best, but without leaving the center of holy name. And with that, we end with a beautiful song by Bhakti Vinod Thakur about holy names. I think harmonium slept.
Okay, I'll bring it. Yeah. I'll bring it.
So this song is given in the sheets which have been shared. Hari bolo, Hari bolo, Hari bolo, bhai re. 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 Hari nama aniyache goranga netai re. Hari nama aniyache goranga netai re. Hari nam, they have brought aniyache, they have brought Hari nam. Who? Gauranga and Nitai. Why did they bring Hari nam? Because all the craziness which is going in the heart. Moder dukha dekhe re, moder dukha dekhe re, moder dukha dekhe re, moder dukha dekhe re. Moder, my dukha, unhappiness, dekhe re. Seeing our happiness, they have brought Hari Naam. Hari bolo, Hari bolo, Hari bolo, bhai re. Hari bolo, Hari bolo, Hari bolo, bhai re. Hari Naam bina jive anya dhana nai re. Hari Naam bina jive anya dhana nai re. Hari Naame sudha bhalo jagai madhai re. Hari Naame sudha bhalo jagai madhai re. Without Hari Naam, jiverya anya dhan nai re. That's our dhan. The other dhan is fine. You can have it. We collect it, we invest it, we give service, do service with it. But the main property of the devotees is Hari Nam. And with that Hari Nam, I mean, we are talking about few deceased devotion, but the example is given of whom here? Jagai and Madhai. Of course, now they are worshipable. So we have to be careful if we say the Jagai Madhai ka udhar kar de. No, they are worshipable. Why? The example of Jagai Madhai is given here. Bado papi chilo re, bado papi chilo re, bado papi chilo re, bado papi chilo re. Hari bolo, hari bolo, hari bolo bhai re. Hari bolo, hari bolo, hari bolo bhai re. Mode dukh dekhe re, mode dukh dekhe re, mode dukh dekhe re, mode dukh dekhe re. Hari Nam aniya che gorang nitai re. Hari Nam aniya che gorang nitai re. Niche maya baddha hoy जीवन कटाई रे. नीचे माया बद्धा होए जीवन कटाई रे. नीचे means waste. Maya baddha being captured in baddha Maya. What I am doing? Katna. Krishna does pastime, we do time pass. काट रहे हैं, we जीवन कट रहा है. कैसमें, किसमें, in what ways जीवन कट रहा है? आमी आमर बोले रे, आमी आमर बोले रे, आमी आमर बोले रे, आमी आमर बोले रे. मैं और मेरा, मैं और मेरा, in that only I am doing my time pass. आशा वशे घूरे घूरे और कोठ जाए रे. 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 आशा वशे in the wash, control of Asha. Ghure ghure means in ghure ghure here means here and there, wandering here and there. I'm just going, and where should I go next? There is no end. And he says to explain this, Asha Shesha Nai Re, Asha Shesha Nai Re, Asha Shesha Nai Re, Asha Shesha Nai Re. That's why Saint advises us to do a graceful exit. Because there is no end, it keeps on increasing. I often wonder, they don't settle up for one version of iPhone, right? Maybe they plan it in a way that next year the more GBs will be consumed in the updates and the performance is low, so voila, you have to get another. And now, you know, earlier they were small, now big, now slap size, right? Asha Shesha Nai Re, Asha Shesha Nai Re, Asha Shesha Nai Re, Asha Shesha Nai Re. Bolo Hari, bolo Hari, bolo Hari, Hari, bolo Hari, bolo Hari, bolo Hari, Hari. Hari bole deo bhai, Asha muke jai re. 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 He's telling, but don't worry. The holy name is there directly in the face of material realm. Just go and chant. Nothing will happen. Nirasa to sukho re. Then he says, Bhog, moksha, vancha chhadi, Hari Nam gai re. Yes, we may have different dealings and we have to act in a way and we are deceased, but Hari Nam has not to be left. In fact, that's the first, most difficult thing to be picked up when somebody takes to devotional life, and the easiest thing, first thing which gets dropped, isn't it? But Harinam has not to be left. And now he says in the end, Nache jeo namer gune o sab phal mere. Nache jeo namer gune o sab phal mere. Tuchha phale prayas chede re. Tuchha phal prayas chede re. Vinod bole jaye doye namer balai re. Vinod bole jaye doye namer balai re. Namer balai chede re. Namer balai chede re. Namer balai chede re. Namer balai chede re. Trying our best to remove the offenses. As much as possible, we take shelter of the holy name. That is not to be given up. And so he sings loudly, Hari bolo, 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 Hari bolo. Shri Harinam Prabhu ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai, Agami Shri Bhakti Vinod Thakur Disappearance Day tomorrow ki jai. Nitai Go Premanande. We are on time, we ended on time, but now up to you. Questions, reflections, suggestions, anything which stuck with you, you want to share? Yes, Akhila Prabhu.
Okay.
I can repeat, yeah.
I had one question regarding, you mentioned recognition.
Come again?
Recognition.
Recognition.
So like, what's the mood and how do we handle recognition or praise in devotion?
Yeah, so the question is, recognition is natural, it will come. Just stick around, will be considered maybe pure devotees also. So, we pass on the recognition as soon as possible to our acharyas. And the comfortable we are off-reel in our own sadhana, and we look forward to that sacred space, that acts as antidote. Otherwise, the whole day would be hankering after that recognition, right? It gets addictive, isn't it? So, the solution to addiction is what? The Anonymous, right? We have for the Alcoholic Anonymous, right? De-addiction program. What do we do in the de-addiction program? First, stay away from that thing which causes addiction. So, off-reel, comfortable in your sacred space. So, when you get it, pass it on, it's not yours. Just see how everything what we are doing is the mercy of the acharyas. I mean, the vesh which is given to us, the beads, the bead bag also, the kanthi mala, I mean, none of us knew about it. It's all given to us by acharyas. So, looks like it is by their strength only we are doing devotional service, right? And maybe somebody else is praying, so we are sticking it around. But that example is given, right? The cart is moving and the dog is under the cart and the dog is not touching the cart is moving and the dog thinks, it's because of me. So again and again, reminding ourselves, passing on the praise, but most importantly, being comfortable in our own sacred space. Just with us and Krishna. That's thank you. Okay, more questions, thoughts, comments, reflections. Prabhuji, we remembered you.
I externally participate. So, Prabhuji, question, the various types of bhakti that you described, is it possible to correlate that with person with the mode of Sattva, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna?
Yeah. See, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas are very broad categories. In fact, in Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, then we can have another subcategories which are the anarthas, right? So these anarthas actually are in the material plane, right? So material plane is this topmost is modes. The modes influence the different anarthas. So for example, moha is in the tamas, lobha, kama, krodha come under what? Passion. What categories we are describing? These further anarthas are creating a particular mode. We are discussing this so that sometimes difficult, right? Prabhu, suffering from lobha, what to do? But where to hit it, right? Lobha, kama, they sometimes appear too difficult to catch. So this is almost like homeopathy. So in homeopathy, we art like the symptoms. What are the symptoms? Do you sneeze after the sleep or before the sleep? I sneeze. But those of you who have experience either treating as a homeopathic physician or going to a homeopathic physician, you know what we are talking about. Symptoms. So lobha, kama, anartha, if they mix together and generate some symptomology, and that's what we are creating these 6. These are not, by the way, the only ones. We can come up with a myriads of symptoms, isn't it? Like you feel better before the shower or better after the shower, that's another thing. So, modes, anarthas, and then these, you can say, complex symptoms. But they are easy to identify, isn't it? We can see in our lives, oh, bhakti is appearing to be bland. Or after a while I think, wait, I don't hear and go to hear any of my peers' classes. Well, I don't hear anybody else's classes. So something is wrong there. Or the new person is enthusiastic, I don't feel I am enthusiastic. Or I am doubting everybody, I don't have any friends because everybody is damned. Damnation by half praise. So this we can identify. Suspicious devotion, blind devotion, bland devotion, and celebrity devotion. 2 more are remaining, which we will be doing on Thursday. So here is the rubber meets the road. So it's easily identifiable. Does that help you? Thank you. Derived from Madhurya Kadambini. Okay,
So
thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
We love Vada Pav.
So on the similar line that Prabhuji asked, right? So I think whatever 4 bhaktis we discuss is only applicable to the Kanishta Adhikari. So how does is there anything like in the Uttam Adhikari have symptoms like this?
Okay. Again, Kanishta, Madhyama, Uttama, there are also various ways of describing them based on Shraddha, based on dealings with the devotees, based on efficacy to convince others. So there are these different gradations. These can affect even the Madhyamas, right? Anybody who is not fully purified can get affected. Now, if you want to do Khijstan and do a mapping, right? Okay, which of these deceased devotion fall in the category of Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttamadhikari, I think that will be too much of a stretch, because if we are taking Uttama Adhikari as one who is Adhikari for Uttama Bhakti, but he has not been fully purified, then in the domain of anarthas, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
True. What causes these different forms of?
Yes, modes. Modes, then modes. Anarthas, the first level anarthas like Lobh, Kam,
So those are the main.
Matsarya, Moha, yes.
Like bland devotion.
Yeah.
What would you contribute it to?
So bland, there is one pramad in it. Pramad means laziness, which comes from Moha, right? Laziness means we are not trying to find our own way of, that unique way of doing devotional service. There's some laziness, right? Sab ho jayega.
Is it because like we are following something, but we have not found our own?
Yeah, I mean, as in homeopathy, right? Internal causes could be very, very complex. Which anarthas are mixing in which proportion we do not know. Yeah. So, say we talked about blind bhakti. So this could be pramad, laziness, and moha, and celebrity devotion could be kama. But exactly which proportions, and are those only 6? We talked about 6 enemies, but there are many, many also. Bhagavatam describes a whole family tree. They define the husband is adharm and the wife is like that, and the son and the daughter is mithya vacha, and so many things. The whole genealogy of anarthas. 6 anarthas is just convenient, but there are many, many anarthas. They combine together to give these forms. So I think better to meet these forms where they are. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Otherwise it will become too much paralysis by analysis also,
exactly.
which anartha is there.
Yeah.
Basically that we are taking these because it is very difficult to just grab those raw anarthas and treat. Oh Prabhu, I'm just working on my lobha. So maybe this is an alternative way to look at. Okay. Makes sense?
No, it does. You're right, like not doing the analysis paralysis and keeping it that level. And
sometimes, okay, today let's see what is in our garbage. Low, calm. So then it's overwhelming. But we can see, the anarthas are combining together to produce this effect in our life, in which we forget the substance and just see the shadow. Just see the form, forget the substance. So this is an effect which is as a result of mixing of some anarthas. So instead of going there, I can hit where the symptoms are being shown. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was? Go ahead.
In one lecture, I just heard Prabhupada is saying that Prabhupada just mentioned that Maya is very strong and he caught everybody. And in a mother home, if anybody is if we unable to take the breath, if anybody put it in a tight tap, but if we are womb, then we are the safe for 9 months of Krishna mercy. So as you start doing the japa, then Maya can't do anything. But devotees, we are the devotee because we are doing the japa. Or the pure heart or bad heart, whatever. But still, after first day, second day, third day, devotees suffer. Why? We are doing the japa. So what's the validity of that japa for 1 day, 2 days? So why Maya attack us? Why disturb us? Why we become lazy? Because we are doing japa. So second day, third day, why we discharge?
It takes time to purify, right? It's not overnight process. We also don't do Shuddha Nam all the time. We are in Nama Aparadha stage. At least the prayer and hope is to do Nama Bhas. Nama Bhas means...
if we are doing the japa, चाहे हम प्यार से करें, चाहे द्वेष से करें, जिस भाव से भी कर रहे हैं, वो जपा हमें strength दे रहा है. So second day, why we suffer? If we are doing the japa, second japa, why japa is stopped?
We are still in the material consciousness. The process is given. It will take time for purification. And not only second day or third day, it may take more days. There are stories of people who have practiced with such intensity, as well as their baggage was less. So they went to Bhagavad Prayan in 11 years of age. We talked about last time, Garud Govind Mandir, there is a samadhi of Bhakta Om Prakash, Bal Bhakta Om Prakash. 11 days, 72 days he did his sadhana, then back to God. And his guru was still there on the planet. His guru was Narayan Swami. So if somebody does that utkat bhajan, and the baggage is also less, well, ultimately also it is up to Krishna. Krishna may orchestrate some sufferings just to make the person realize so that he can help others who are going through those sufferings, isn't it? So there are many factors involved. Should we do that Utkat Bhajan? No, we should know our capacity also.
What we put in our japa, so we are doing the 1 hour japa,
Yeah,
and we remember Krishna 23 hours more.
that's
what,
the ideal.
what effort we put in our japa?
That's the ideal thing. That 22 hours should affect our japa, and the japa should permeate our 22 hours. So it's a cyclic thing. Yeah. Thank you for good questions. More?
Prabhuji, in one of the answers to the question you mentioned that, I will only listen to my Guru or Prabhupada.
No, I said not only Guru and Prabhupada. Yeah. That meant like that. I said that I don't listen to any of my peers.
Yes.
Or God brothers
So it
and
can
things
be
like
two
that.
things. So either I'm too arrogant that I won't listen, or other is I only can connect to them because of their purity, whatever.
Yes.
So
I think we spoke about it. We all have our individual likings, favorites, inclinations, and it is totally allowed. Totally allowed to choose whichever limb. Yeah. And whichever person we connect to. So if it is the second reason, it's okay. We have to really go inside our heart that it is not Matsarya. No Matsarya? Matsarya cannot tolerate anybody else. And then really we won't be appreciating Srimad Bhagavatam. So इसलिए in our sadhaka stage सबको सुनने की आदत होनी चाहिए. What? सबको सुनने की आदत होनी चाहिए. So that at least we check inside our heart कि कुछ हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. ठाकुर जी का मैसेज है. अब if there is somebody who is Mishthan Priya, right? He will eat from the shop of a person who has diabetes but selling Mishthan, or from the shop of a person who likes sweet and gives sweet. You get it? Somebody may not be following and saying, somebody may be following and saying, but सबको सुनने की आदत होनी चाहिए. Does that make sense? At least it's better in our situation to assume that we are still sadhakas, not siddhas. Does that make sense? Always a safe position. Like that story of whose beard is asli or nakli. Last time we didn't say that. So Saint was there, he had a beard, he would go in the town, and then there was a dancing girl. She had a goat too had a beard. So she would ask daily, Kiski dadi asli? She would ask, whose beard is for real? Your beard or my goat's beard? The saint would not answer. At his deathbed, he said, call that lady. And then he said, my beard is asli. Because now he is at deathbed, he has followed all the rules. So he can say, मैं बच गया. अब मैं कह सकता हूँ. Now I can say, it was real. The point of real thing is that she was trying to joke. Ki, are you for real or just having a beard just to show you are a saint? So he didn't answer. I am still not a saint. I am still a sadhaka. But when he was at deathbed, he said, now I can say that Old Spice. Did you get? It's a very profound story. Which means always a sadhaka. Never a siddha. Always laghu, never a guru. I mean, you may get the duty of giving initiations, but thinking laghu. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Guru told him never initiate. And he initiated. His Guru gave the instruction. Never initiate. He initiated. And he said, I never considered them as my disciples. I considered them as my gurus, representatives. Prabhupada too considered that way. It's a tall order, but our acharyas have done it. And so that mood is always helpful. Always helpful. Does that make sense? Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, I have a question. Say, for example, we have someone who keeps chanting Hare Krishna all the time while doing his regular duties.
Yeah.
For example, okay, he wakes up, he starts chanting. He brushes his teeth, he starts chanting. He goes for
Fortunate person.
Yeah, he starts chanting while going to the office and taking during the breaks and coming back home and chanting. And either he is chanting or he is chanting inside his mind. Alright, so throughout the day, and then he goes for a sleep. So what kind of devotion it is? Like, Or
It's
is it even a
superlative.
devotion?
It's superlative devotion.
Okay.
It's very hard to chant whole day. There was a personality, his name was Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. He would chant whole day. He would stay only in 3 places: Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri. He would only preach to the preachers. He would only, not a whole big programs, but his was he would just go and spend time who was spreading the movement. Just spend time with them and keep chanting. He would chant 192 rounds a day, which if normal speed takes 21 hours, but those who are habituated can do it in 14 hours, 13, 14 hours like that. In Vrindavan there are some saints, every day 192. So now people said, in the mud, does nothing, useless fellow. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, tell him something. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, take out an ad in the newspaper that we are allowing 24-hour chanters, we'll pay them. Nobody applied. It's actually a very superlative form of bhakti that somebody can get attracted to this most important limb of bhakti in Kali Yuga, which is chanting, and as attraction. Now, if he is marketing it, so no, if he is, then there's a big problem. If he is not marketing by himself, doing so, even if it is pure and impure, in the sense it cannot be fully attentive all the time, naturally, right? Krishna also says, Arjuna, what? Mam anusmara yudhyacha. It's difficult. Attention will go in attention should go in shooting the arrows. Otherwise, somebody else may get killed. But still it is good. So hats off if somebody is able to do that. Okay?
Thank
You understood why? Because it's a superlative limber, and normally we do all the other activities during the day so that those 2 hours of whatever attentive chanting we are doing, even the rest of the day if we murmur and chant whatever counted or uncounted rounds or kirtans or in the mind or in the bathroom or during cooking is for what? For normal, so that chanting can happen during that 2 hours. How about if a person is doing whole day? I mean, he has to be mad for Krishna. In fact, you have touched a nerve, because in Braj we see it.
Prabhuji just
And
started coming to the temple like 2 weeks back. Started attending DYS.
Thank you for your very kind participation. I am saying you touched the nerve because this is a very common topic in holy places, right? Holy places, there are no malls. Right now, some malls are coming, like Chaat Ka Chaska, but generally there are no malls, so the life is very simple. All the things which you can get in the periphery. Sab sabji paas mein, dawaiyan paas mein. Now they have Blinkit. We're talking about it, right?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Blinkit, Zepto. Indians are all putting their brains into घर पे प्रमाद बढ़ाने के साधन. Appending the laziness. Harnessing the laziness, right? So, everything is available. Most of the people take then shelter of this limb of bhakti, which is chanting. And it helps. It magnifies the process. So, it is said after a person continues chanting with emotion and deeply for a very long period of time, a magical transformation may happen. And if you don't know this, you may find it very magical. It is called a japa jap. What? A japa jap. Now, japa means jap. A japa means you are not doing it. Who is doing it then? What do you think? Harinam has put himself in your rag mein, as they say. Harinam has entered. So that involuntary jap goes on. It used to happen with Hanuman. They say from his every pore, Ram Dhwani is coming. What's that? Ajap Ajap. Mula Prakriti Mataji, a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, narrates a story about our dear Srila Prabhupada. That Prabhupada was sitting and he was dealing with a cement. Take that cement, take this cement and build that. And the journalist was telling, something wrong? He is a spiritual person, he should be chanting Hare Krishna. Swamiji, chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada, don't bother me. He is working, temple has to be built. Finally, this is what Mataji said. Prabhupada said, come behind my back, like that. Come behind my seat. And he came there and he put his ear to Prabhupada's back, and what he was hearing? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And Prabhupada was talking about cement. What was that? The holy name has taken over. It is possible in all our lives also. But practice, before that, priority. Actually, we can do. Like the Madhukar Shah, right? Ghanta every 10 minutes. Amazing, right? Every 5 minutes alarm. Japte raho, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's amazing. So does that help you?
Yeah,
Thank you.
So just to continue what the now you're saying, so chanting constantly can only happen when we get what we call taste in chanting. So what is that? How does that taste look like? Is it like you're eating sugar cane or something sweet? Or
I don't know. Because I don't have. We should ask the same if you have it. Or in fact, those who are coming for the, see, generally those devotees or those who are entering spiritual life, beginning, they are at Nama Bhas. Nama Prad is not there. After a while, we know everything about everybody, right? So, lot of aparadas. So, naturally, we slide down to Nama Prad. So, first time when folks chant, right? Oh. Ravindra Sarup Prabhu went to a Christian seminary called Charles Borromeo Sanctuary Seminary, and there were all these Christian missionaries who were it was the GBC college of that diocese, and he made them chant Hare Krishna mantra. And Ravindra Sarup Prabhu writes in his Back to Godhead article, what a chant! Because they were open people, not any sense of Nama Prad, right? Vishnu and same and all those things. So they chant with faith. And that generates the taste. But what happens as a result of aparadhas? Whatever that free samples of bliss we would have gotten gets covered over. What's the solution? Certainly, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling in this song, that Namer balai chede re. We strive our best to get rid of the offenses, but okay, we pray to holy name. Holy name will start doing the magic, right? Actually, it is holy name which is doing the magic, that it is mercifully coming on our tongue. Right? So it will do. And sometimes it happens, right? Some of the days we feel like hawaएं चल रही हैं. Everything is so smooth. And some days it is really a struggle. The 5-minute round becomes a 20-minute round. So, which means continue.
When someone is doing more japa, they got a darshan of Radharani. They're talking, I listen, someone is talking, they got a darshan.
No, I didn't get the premise. What did you say?
Someone is doing regular 64 rounds,
Huh.
94
And they
rounds.
got
Young
darshan?
Mataji, yeah, they're saying this, Radharani, like that I listen backside. Someone is saying no, so means like that way. Someone is doing japa, they sit near the Yamuna, they're doing the young girls doing the seva.
Yes.
They got
Yes.
many flavor, they taste that.
But it's not
It's
only
more
a...
than sugar cane and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
mentioned.
yeah.
When you mentioned Prabhu,
Good,
it's so
okay.
very, very beyond that.
Yeah. So she's saying that the taste is beyond the sugar cane. Then bada pav.
It's like the sugar is beyond everything.
Absolutely.
The meaning is beyond that.
Absolutely. But I just want to interject and say that it's not about chanting more or chanting less. Guru has given us something, right? Srila Prabhupada has given 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles, which means it's fully power packed. Well, if you want to chant more, great, minimum 16 rounds, so we can do it. But if Prabhupada has said, which means it has the potency, right? Otherwise, why would Prabhupada say it? He's an acharya. So that has potential to give us whatever we aspire for. Sarup Damodar, Gaur Govind Maharaj would say, and he realized his spiritual form also, he said, everything is revealed. Everything was revealed in that way. Gaur Govind. Okay? More questions, thoughts, comments, reflections, or the end? Okay.
So just one comment, Rohit.
Yes.
I don't know whether this is the right question, but I know that I have. I mean, a comment could lead to a question, so depending on how you interpret. So I know I have 4 defects, right? Cheating propensity, imperfect senses, then illusion, and then making mistakes, right? So when you talk about these 4 disease devotions, right, and the remedy and the cure you have given, so when we follow those 4 cure or the remedies, then will it address also those 4 imperfect, I mean those defects I have? Or?
Somehow should be getting purified, which means again we are hitting the symptoms, trying to purify it. Hope is that the causes will also go.
That's what my understanding was, but I wanted to confirm.
Okay, so if we are very late, we can ask one more.
You can continue.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So we have been trained very hard to do multitasking.
We have been trained very hard to do trained hard. Okay.
I mean, from at least the generation we have, from our parents too. So doing one thing at one time wasn't good enough. Do more. What else you can do, right? So that might come into bhakti as well.
Yeah.
So when you were talking about finding that one thing you are good at, and the 9 process of bhakti, we have Shravanam, Kirtanam, and then chanting as well.
Not only the 9 process,
Yes.
some specific channel of our devotional
Right.
expression. Yes.
So how do you identify what are you good at?
I think we spoke about it, right? Looking at your natural aptitudes for bhava, talking with somebody, finding the Jambavan in your life, and having the conversation, and then just trying it out. If it doesn't work, try something else. Fail fast. So we have to try, we have to talk, we have to see what's our aptitude also. Maybe we'll try something for 5 years, doesn't work, then another 5 years we'll try something else. Yeah? And it becomes hard in multitasking also. So which means, at least for some time, what we have chosen, we stick to it. That's very important. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
And how do you do the opposites, like
Not finding the channel. Opposite in the sense?
being happy with so there was one thing you mentioned saying
Hare
I lost my point.
No, we can talk
On
offline.
that, yes.
Okay, offline also.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you. Think about this.
So Prabhu has a very nice book,
They can read behind and
The Forest of Love. So should I read this?
okay, I'll explain. This is a green chutney. You might like it. It's a novel historical fiction. The heroes are the Goswamis of Vrindavan, Birambir, Queen Salochana, Srinivas Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur. But in order to tell their lives in a dramatic manner, a fictitious story has been carved out where a seeker is finding himself. So at one level, we'll get to know about our history in a much more deeper researched manner. There are references also given in bibliography behind, like the original Parsi Farmans, which were written by Mughals and Rajputanas. So using them, we have carved out a story, and of course there's also life of a seeker with which you can relate with Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavayebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
His Grace Harivamsa Prabhu ki
Jai. Jai. ISKCON Seattle Bhaktagan ki jai.
So if
Mighty devotion ki.
if anyone wants the book, Prabhu is here, so you can take the book from Prabhu. Or get it signed also from Prabhu if you want. If anyone wants the book, you can get it signed from Prabhu. There is a box here, so Prabhu will be sharing the book with you. Thank you, Prabhu. And we thank you all of you for joining us this evening. Very, very grateful to all of you. Thank you.
तो इसको बंद करने का
हरे कृष्णा कैसे हैं?
इसका क्या है ब्रो?